We will begin the class. So, polity is one area in the exam which is linked with governance and sometimes some schemes. Okay, it will be having around on an average 15 MCQs on an average. Sometimes 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. In that range, you will have the questions. So, in these 15 MCQs, most of the times the questions are asked from traditional areas, which are like, for example, let's say Parliament always remains the most important high yielding area in the exam. Okay, because it is here all the action will happen. Okay, and in the Parliament, the questions will be asked in the range of, like, let's say houses, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, their special powers, okay, or their equal status, how they share. They may also ask questions regarding the MPs, like parliamentary privileges, very much in news. Committees of the parliament, okay, motions, resolutions, and so motions they may ask in the exam. We have seen no confidence motion last time happening. We have seen ethics committee expelling, ethics committee giving a report which led to the expulsion of Mahua Moitra. Okay, so privilege committee, ethics committee, their members, when they started, that means that is the questions in parliament. Second important area is fundamental rights, and we can include DPSPs in that. Okay, second important area. Third important area which we can focus on is in the aspect of center state relations. Center state relations means here union or state means or center state relations here. Mostly it comes in the context of the role of governor here. Governor's role and financial relations are very important here. Governor's role because Supreme Court recent verdict on Governor Ravi, who has delayed passing of the bills. So here the focus should be Article 200. So in that Article 200, what provisions are there? We have to again go and watch. What tendency we have as aspirants is we sometimes neglect the obvious things, and that is what pinches us in the exam. Telusu kada ani cheppesi we just ignore certain things. But in the exam hall, suddenly if you get gap in your concept, that is the worst feeling ever. If you don't know anything, like they ask what is the GST rate on medicinal, let's say toiletries in India, I may know, I may not know what is the GST rate. I may not know GST rate on insurance. But if a question is asked regarding GST council, its composition, what is the manner of voting, these are all static parts. This we have to know. So make sure there are no such gaps. Okay, so that is one aspect. And then financial relations are very much in news, so we may expect questions. Okay, today's class I will start with some half an hour discussion on recently conducted CDS exam of UPSC. That questions we will discuss because UPSC has a knack of asking questions from that UPSC CAPF CDS. So I will pick up those questions. Today we will solve that questions and we will see where the trends of UPSC are going. So in that financial relations, they are asking questions on even on what items central can tax and state can tax, which is very specific and in depth, which should not be asked in UPSC exam, but still they may ask. Who knows? One or two odd questions will come in the exam, which we may not be able to solve every time, but still peripheral knowledge is there, no? Secondary knowledge what we have. That will help us to solve those questions. Okay. And then we have to go on commissions. One question may come in the exam, which is Sarkaria, Punchi Commission recommendations, especially these days. Okay, they may ask a question on that because we have seen in the last 1 year lot of tension and conflict between center and states, BJP and non-BJP ruled states. So all those issues, I hope in justice has been covered. Okay, what are the union list items, state list items, concurrent list items? Okay, those areas we will see. And fourth area here is that we can expect a question on local governments. One question compulsory usually comes, and here in local governments we neglect some areas. What areas we neglect? Everyone knows Balwant Mehta committee, Ashok Mehta committee, Tungon Gadgil committee, etc. All of us focus on that. Still go through that. Some points we neglect, like Balwant Mehta committee made which level as the executive body. Ashok Mehta committee has made which level as a Zilla or Mandal or village. These are the areas which we don't focus. So focus on that. Okay, which is executive body there. Apart from that, UPSC has been asking questions on ward committees. Metropolitan area committee, district planning committee. So make sure you read about DPC, Metropolitan Area Committee, last minute revision. Just don't go in depth. Just what is the body, what article, what is it mandate. That's it. What is the composition of District Planning Committee, Metropolitan Area Committee. I can expect a question on ward committees also. 3 lakh population is there, no ward committees. These are the neglected areas which we don't focus mostly in the local governments areas. And apart from that, they will confuse you by giving the options like which is there in 73rd Amendment, which is in 74th Amendment. District Planning Committee is, when we think district means Zilla Parishad 73rd. No, it is 74th. I hope you understand. Tirkas points on okay, Teda points. They'll be putting this kind of landmines for us so that we'll be blasted in that. So 70 clarity of thought is very important in MCQs. So 73rd look also 74th lo untundi. Okkasari just 73rd amendment features just a glance. 74th just a glance. And what else they may ask in this local governments is types of local governments. Let's say urban local governments. Let's say we have municipal corporation, council. Then these are easy. What we get confused is notified area committee, town area committee, okay, township, industrial township, or let's say cantonments. Recently, Government of India has announced that they're going to, release all the cantonments are going to be clubbed with the states. That is the Government of India decision. Maybe tomorrow, remind me, I'll give the notes on that. Okay, just 1-2 points. Like Indian government is trying to say that 60 plus cantonments, what are there in India, we are going to give to what? Municipal state bodies. Because unnecessary clash. Secunderabad cantonment area clash with Telangana government at the time we have seen, right? Yeah, please. So those can be asked in the exam. And cantonments ante em chuskovalante local area committee, town area committee, township, are they elected body? Are they entirely nominated, fully elected, or partly nominated? That is where they will give you a trap in the exam, guys. అర్థమవుతుందా? ఇప్పుడు టౌన్షిప్ ఉంది. టౌన్షిప్ means what? Bharat Dynamic Limited is there, no, in our Hyderabad we have this DRDL. What they do is, if they establish a big industry or some public corporation, what they will do, they have to provide urban amenities to those areas. Because it is a township, we can't expect elected members. Bureaucrats usually are there, or the engineers who are there in that, they will be there. UPSC will put a trap by saying it has partly elected, partly నామినేటెడ్ మెంబర్స్ అని ఇస్తారు. కాబట్టి అక్కడ కొంచెం జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండాలి. సో అది చూసుకోండి. అంటే దిస్ ఇస్ నాట్ ద టైమ్ ఫర్ యూ టు గో అండ్ రీడ్ న్యూ థింగ్స్. ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ వన్స్ యూ డూ లాస్ట్ మినిట్ రివిజన్, focus on the areas what I am telling you, guys. Then fifth topic which can be asked in the exam is the current election system what we are going through. Election system in India, political parties. Lot of news. We are in election year right now. Today is 5th phase. Powers of Election Commission, EC Act, I will discuss today itself. What changes have come? Nota, VVPATs, okay, when they were first introduced. Does Nota involve right to reject or not? This is a trap UPSC will lay. Is Nota right to reject, guys, in India? Only in local bodies in some states they have given, like Maharashtra, etc. Not in our assembly and MP elections. Right to reject means what? If Nota gets highest number of votes, you have to either cancel the elections or disqualify the existing contestant. This is there only in municipal bodies in some states in India, not there in the assembly and the parliament elections. Right to reject means you have to reject all the candidates. Once Nota gets highest votes, nobody else will be able to contest elections. Malli election conduct cheyali. Adi India lo local bodies lo కొన్ని states లోనే కానీ it's not there in the MP. So you will think, yeah, right to reject అని చెప్పేసి టిక్ చేస్తారు. సో ఆల్వేస్ ఆప్షన్స్ కేర్ఫుల్లీ యూ స్టడీ, గైస్. కేర్ఫుల్లీ స్టడీ చేయండి. మేక్ షూర్, బికాస్ ద టఫ్నెస్ అండ్ ద ర్యాండమ్నెస్ ఆర్ ఇంక్రీజింగ్ అ లాట్ దీస్ డేస్. మేక్ షూర్ యూ రీడ్ ద ఆప్షన్స్ వెరీ ప్రాపర్లీ. ఇన్ మై లాస్ట్ నావిగేటర్ క్లాసెస్ ఆల్రెడీ ఐ డిస్కస్డ్ అండ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ మేడ్ షూర్ దే ఆర్ అప్లోడెడ్ ఇన్ యూట్యూబ్ ఆల్సో. 12 hours classes of my, we have came no, guys. 12 hours classes, తర్వాత 24 hours classes also I have taken. 24 hours not one day, guys. First navigator 12 hours of only MCQs explanation I have done. YouTube లో Amigos IAS ఓకే ప్లేలిస్ట్ లో ఉంటుంది. ఇప్పుడు టైం లేదు, 12 hours we can't spend for all those things, guys. But anyone in this class is also writing APPSC Group 2 or some other MCQ exam, please make sure. And those who are young, below 25, please apply for అప్కమింగ్ సిఏపిఎఫ్ సిడిఎస్ అన్ని అప్లై చేసుకోండి. ఎగ్జామ్స్ 25 కంటే ముందే అప్లై చేసుకోవాలి. యాజ్ యూ నో గైస్, డోంట్ లీవ్ ఎనీ ఆపర్చునిటీస్. ఓకే, ఎలక్షన్ సిస్టంలో వివిప్యాట్ నోటా. రీసెంట్ సుప్రీం కోర్ట్ కాంట్రవర్సీ, సుప్రీం కోర్ట్ కేస్ ఆన్ వివిప్యాట్ EVMs. What was that, guys? They rejected 100% verification. They will ask in the options what? Like right now, how many? 5 random. Okay, for parliament, 5 random assembly constituencies. For assemblies, 5 random EVMs. Okay, in any polling booth, they are seeing this. 5 random polling booths they are going to see in the assembly elections. This you have to know. Not 100%, not 50%. Naidu wanted 50%. Supreme Court told no. Prashant Bhushan ADR wanted 100%. Supreme Court told no for that. So who makes this kind of silly questions we don't expect in UPSC, but who knows? Mysore varnish paints on this. Ante ivanni don't expect me to again tell every single aspect because time is not there. We are at the end of the cycle, guys, here. So, and this is not the time for you to also read new things now. I hope all of you have consolidated notes, revision friendly notes. ఉంటే చదువుకోండి, చూసుకోండి ఒకసారి లాస్ట్. ఎలక్షన్స్లో ఇంకా అడిగే క్వశ్చన్స్ ఛాన్సెస్ ఏమున్నాయంటే, అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ దే మే ఆస్క్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆన్ పొలిటికల్ పార్టీస్. Political parties here means election commission powers to register a political party or deregistration political party. This they lay a trap, guys. What is the trap here? Registration చేసుకోవచ్చు కానీ election commission does not have the power to deregister, but there are some conditions. In some conditions, election commission can deregister political parties when if that party has written the constitution in their constitution that they no longer abide by Indian constitution, if they got registration by fraud, or if the government of India declares the party as illegal. In these conditions, election commission has the power to deregister political parties. Okay guys, I am just giving overview here. Class inka ante properly start kaaledu. Overview endukante ila what is the areas to focus. Polity is one area where we can get the good marks, guys. Like environment, geography, 30 plus questions will come there. Also you can get good amount of score. Economy, conceptual questions will come in the exam. Polity, these are the areas we have to milk in the exam. Okay, because these are doable questions, guys. Okay, fine. Now next one here, election commission lo political parties adi kaakunda they may ask star campaigners which are very much in news. Star campaigners చూసుకోండి, 40-20 ఉన్నాయి కదా details. Okay, registered recognized parties and registered parties ki how many are there, and please make sure you read that by which act we can register political parties. Which act? 29C of the RP Act is there, guys. And recognition of political parties is given by which one? Symbols, reservation, allotment order. What they will do in the exam is they will confuse you like this. Political parties can be registered under, okay, they will give two statements. They will reverse the statements like this. How? ఒక పార్టీ రిజిస్టర్ చేయాలంటే 29C RP Act ప్రకారం రిజిస్టర్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. We can register by 29C of RP Act. But if a party should be called as national party or state party, that is as per an order. What is that, guys? Executive order. What is that? Election symbols, reservation, allotment order 1968. With that we give state party or national party status. But registration as per 29C of RP Act. These are the traps which are laid by the UPSC, because how many times you will ask same questions every year? Some new things have to be there, no? That is why they may twist the statements like this, guys. Interchange the statements. I'll tell you how by discussing CDS paper just now. How they are interchanging the things, and they are expecting the aspirant to properly focus on the options, not just look cursorily at the options and tick the right answer. No, they want you to apply your mind while you solve the questions. Okay, I'll discuss some of the questions just now, and then please do read the criteria for national party, state party. At present, how many national parties we have in India? That also you see. How many are there? 6 are there, right? So generally we get confused, so please make sure you know that. And these days form 17C and all that are in news, but కొంచెం మరీ స్పెసిఫిక్ అయిపోతుంది, మరీ అంత ఫ్యాక్చువల్ వెళ్ళకపోవచ్చు. ఫార్మ్ 17C అంటే ఇప్పుడు సుప్రీంకోర్టులో కేసు నడుస్తుంది. ఏంటది? వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ కేస్, గైస్? Election Commission has to give the data of how many votes were polled per each polling booth in the form 17C, within 48 hours they have to do it. But as of now, what they are doing, after 6 days, 7 days, they are giving revised poll estimates. Because of that, yesterday one video has been shared by Akhilesh Yadav in which one person, young boy, taking selfie video and casting 8 votes for the ruling party. That became a very big issue, and yesterday Election Commission finally responded. It woke up finally, okay, from the Kumbhakarna sleep and ordered for repolling, guys. Ordered for repolling. So here you also read, guys, what is model code of conduct. It is not statutory. Understand this point. They will lay a trap for you by saying that the entire model code of conduct is not statutory ani trap lay chestaru. But certain parts of model code of conduct which are there in relevant IPC and the RP Act are legally enforceable. I hope you understand this difference, guys. They will lay these kind of traps in the exam by saying the entire model code of conduct is, if they use this kind of extreme worded statements, you also use some knowledge there, guys. Model code of conduct by itself is not statutory, we all know the point. But model code of conduct has some provisions like promotion of bribery is there, enmity is there, speeches appealing for the religion is there. ఇవన్నీ 153A లో ఉన్నాయి, IPCలో 123 of RP Act లో ఉన్నాయి. కాబట్టి we can enforce certain aspects of model code of conduct. Why I am saying this is because UPSC asked a question like this, guys. Mandamus can be issued against only whom? Against only whom? Mandamus. Public authorities or certain judicial authorities also. They asked a question like this in the exam. Mandamus cannot be issued against a private company discharging public functions. True or false? False. Because even if it is a private company, if it is doing public functions, it should be what? We can issue mandamus against them. So make sure you keep your eyes open in the exam hall and properly read every sentence, guys. Okay, so elections, that many questions can come in the exam. Apart from this, one question usually UPSC is asking every year on emergency provisions. 352, 356 and 360, guys. Last year they asked 355, 2023 prelims. Why? Because Manipur was in news. Manipur means 355 means what here? It's a duty of the center, what? Obligation of central government to protect the states from external aggression and internal disturbance and make sure that the state is run as per the provision of the constitution. If that fails, then 356 will be entering into picture. So your job is to go back and again read 352 conditions, 356 conditions, 360 not that very important, but still read that. 352, 356, what you have to focus in the exam is what happens when they are imposed. What happens when they are imposed? That means if I impose national emergency, how does it modify India's center-state legislative, administrative and financial relations? Generally, many aspirants will tell me that, sir, in financial emergency, president can modify the distribution of revenue between center and states. No, it is in national emergency. In national emergency, center-state financial relations will change. Instead of finance commission, it is the president who will modify the distribution of revenues between center and states. This is where UPSC aspirants make mistake, guys. So please read with clarity always. Okay. And next aspect here, 356 we already asked in the exam. Which of the following what are not necessarily the consequences of president's rule? Tell me, guys, what will definitely happen when president rule is imposed? What will definitely happen? One thing will definitely happen. What is that? The council of ministers are dismissed. Keep that in mind. Assemblies and local bodies may be suspended, may be dissolved. It's up to the government. Maybe is the word here, guys. This year, deputy speaker, first time in the history of India, no deputy speaker. Lok Sabha has completed its 5-year term. Article 93 says there shall be speaker and deputy speaker who shall be elected as soon as may be. That is the point. So we did not have deputy speaker also this time. Okay, I will dictate. You have to write a lot notes, guys. Out of notes, I'll dictate a lot. Okay, instead of explaining too much, I'll dictate so that quick revision you can have before you go to the exam, guys. Okay, unnaya pen paper books unnaya leva? Unnaya? All of you guys. Bharani, have you bought? Okay, I will dictate a lot of things, guys. So you just make sure you note these points. And then apart from these questions, they can ask also question fundamental duties. In the last 25 years, only 6 questions have been asked, guys. Just to go through those duties, how they will confuse you. You think duties and DPSPs are almost same sounding words are there, so they will be giving 3 or 4 statements. In that they will ask which of this is DPSP or which of this is fundamental duty. There you make sure that duties are only for the citizens, okay, and directives are for the what government. So in that text you read and then you follow, guys. Okay, I'll read the questions. Just hold on, just 5 minutes. Just hold on. We'll go to the CDS questions. Apart from this, okay, what else they'll ask in the exam is some questions on recently they're asking questions on thoda both political science, political system. These are making a lot of entry into groups exams, SSC exams, CDS CAPF exams, and CSC, the civil service exams. 3, 4, sometimes 2 questions are coming, like due process of law last time, parliamentary government, law and liberty relationship. This does not mean that you have to take PSI or optional. Okay, no need to take optional, guys. Okay, the only thing is you need to have certain basics, like 11th class NCRT is a very good starting point for this. Now, no need to read all those points, but make sure you know what are the definite features of parliamentary type of government. Okay, don't confuse with presidential government, guys. Okay, what are the features of rule of law? You will read AV dicey, of course, but read with clarity of thought. They will put deliberately some option which feel like harmless. You will tick them. Harmless options don't tick just like that, guys. Make sure what is the question like. Are they asking AV dicey's rule of law, or rule of law in general, or rule of law's concept what we use in India? Make sure you read the statement in the question first, guys. Okay, rule of law. Last time they asked what? Due process of law they asked in the exam. Last 5 years, 3 times they asked one question. What question, guys? Constitutional government, constitutionalism. What is that? Limited government. Make sure you have the clarity of thought in these areas. Please do read those points as well. So we can say here political system. You'll be surprised in 5 minutes when I read some questions from CDS, guys. Just hold on. Political system is there. Okay, DPSPs and all this. So these are the main areas. Ivi kaakunda constitutional statutory bodies. Okay, and citizenship is in new, so please do read what are articles and citizenship acquiring and termination of citizenship provisions. You see that. Focus on CAA. What is the last cutoff date for CAA? See that points also, guys. Okay, citizenship. Then you have miscellaneous statutory bodies, constitutional bodies. ఎక్కువ న్యూస్లో ఏమున్నాయంటే ఈడీ యొక్క ప్రొవిజన్స్ చూసుకోండి, పిఎంఎల్ఏ యాక్ట్ చూసుకోండి ఒకసారి లాస్ట్ సెకండ్. ఓకే, డోంట్ గో ఇన్ డెప్త్, గా జస్ట్ Google few points, write down, scribble and revise. That's it. So fine, guys. So let's enter into miscellaneous topics. Okay, like ఇంకేమున్నాయి ఇందులో బాడీస్, ఫైనాన్స్ కమిషన్ ఒకటి ఉంది, అండ్ అండ్ ప్లీజ్ డూ రీడ్ ఆల్సో FR is over, DPSP over, పార్లమెంట్. జుడిషియరీలో మనకు ఆల్రెడీ ఫండమెంటల్ రైట్స్లో భాగంగా దే ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ ద క్వశ్చన్స్ ఆఫ్ జుడిషియరీ, గైస్. సెపరేట్ జుడిషియరీ మీన్స్ ఇయర్, ఓకే, దేర్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఐ షుడ్ హ్యావ్ రిటెన్ దేర్ పార్లమెంట్ ఫండమెంటల్ రైట్స్. అక్కడ జుడిషియరీలో మన క్వశ్చన్స్ ఏమొస్తాయంటే అదే జుడిషియల్ రివ్యూకి సంబంధించిన యాక్టివిటీస్కి సంబంధించిన. దీస్ టైమ్స్ యూర్ ఆస్కింగ్ సమ్ క్వశ్చన్స్ రిగార్డింగ్ కేస్ లాస్. I can expect a match the following case law also. Match the following case law means at least landmark cases and what are they related with. Somebody asks you IR Coelho, you have to mention what is IR Coelho case about. Somebody asks recently Anu Baranwal case, Election Commission of India. Somewhat drift of UPSC is going towards asking more and more questions from the legal law aspects. Like prisons they asked last time, home guards they asked last time, parole and furlough they asked last time. Just Google parole furlough, dabba vastadi, differences chuskondi. Only scan, guys, robo scan. Okay, parole ante furlough ki teda enti. Cognizable, non-cognizable offences, compoundable, non-compoundable. Bail, Arvind Kejriwal got interim bail. So bail, what is interim bail, what is anticipatory bail, general bail? All these can be asked in the exam because we are seeing 1-2 questions coming from these kind of areas. Okay, so let's wrap it up here, guys. Let me just now read some of the questions. Let us solve some CDS questions first, guys. Let me see how much you already know this. Okay, I cannot show you the screen here, but I will read the questions, guys. In these we can also add amendments also. They are asking in the exam, guys. Amendments ante major amendments, 42nd first amendment. Last time they asked, no, first 42nd okay, are very important for the exam. Latest lo manaku ee GST, EWS, women reservation, okay, giving constitutional status to National Commission of Backward Classes. These can be asked in them as the following questions, guys. So let's jump into straight away the arguments of the CDS paper, which happened just 2 weeks ago, guys. First question what they asked is, just you have to answer these questions first, and then I'll explain you the concept also. Let us first solve this because UPSC follows this trend only, guys. They gave two statements and they told, I will write on the screen. Okay, what they told is, through the 42nd amendment, which of the following was inserted in preamble? So one question on preamble. First one what they gave is, liberty of thought, expression, belief was substituted by liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship. Is it true? No. Already all of us know that 42nd Amendment Act is the only amendment which has amended the preamble. And how many words it inserted, guys? 3. What is a socialist, secular, integrity word? So first one is absolutely wrong. Second one, the expression unity of the nation was substituted by unity and integrity of the nation. So answer is here. Okay, one only, two only is the answer. So what is answer here? B. B is the right answer. So very easy question this one. But let's see what are the remaining questions. This is an interesting because polity, governance, IR, somewhat related questions are asked in the exam. So I'll discuss that part also. Which among the following is not under jurisdiction of Protection of Human Rights Act 1993? So this human rights, usually one question comes in the exam on women or Human Rights Commission, okay, or any other statutory body and one constitutional body. We can expect one question in this area, guys. Fine. So Human Rights Act 1993 prakaram వాళ్ళు ఏమంటున్నారంటే క్వశ్చన్ చూడండి, which is not under their jurisdiction. First one, NHRC. Second option, State Human Rights Commission. Third one, Human Rights Courts. Fourth one is Human Rights Council. What is your answer, guys? Which is not covered under Human Rights Act 1993? What is your answer for this? Just 2 weeks ago, UPSC exam, guys. Guess, here in the examination hall, you have to use your knowledge to see what can be surely eliminated, or we can say, because this is no elimination, this is direct selection here. See, this first two are outrightly we can understand, they are there. That is what is the mandate of the act. Third one and fourth one is where we get confused. Generally fourth we hear more in international relations, United Nations, Human Rights Council. అవునా కాదా? సో కొంచెం అలా విన్నప్పుడు we can sometimes take a risk here. If you are, again, risk here has to be taken based on your situation in exam, guys. Don't go with some assumptions always. Okay, so what will you choose here? Council I may choose. Okay, even though I may have some doubt regarding 3 and 4, unless it is very important, don't take risk, guys. If you want to take a risk, then you can go with not means fourth. Human Rights Council, 47 members are there in UN Human Rights Council, guys. That is always in news whenever any atrocities like Myanmar, any kind of Rwanda, something happens. So human rights courts, even though we don't hear more about them, traditionally they are not discussed in classes also. They are there. I mean, they are not established regularly by many states, but this act says that you need to establish human rights court. So here, guys, what is the learning for us here? Let us have learning here, because UPSC is asking questions on Lok Adalats, Gram Nyayalayas, Nalsa. So that's what you have to understand. Okay, so here let us see, that is a drift of UPSC these days. So what is the learning here, guys? Obviously here, not means this is not the right answer. Human rights courts are established by the state governments by consulting the Chief Justice of the respective high courts. That is the learning here. Human rights courts are established by state governments by consulting the Chief Justice of the high courts. Here immediately we have to connect another branch here, guys. How to connect here? We have something called as Gram Nyayalayas, Nyaya Panchayat. So Gram Nyayalayas means here village courts. Very important. This can be asked in the exam. So similar process, because when I see human rights court, I can immediately connect and link with Gram Nyayalayas. Why, guys, here? Because tell me, guys, Are Gram Nyayalayas constitutional or statutory courts? They are statutory because they have been established as per Gram Nyayalayas Act 2008. Now, what does this act says? Gram Nyayalayas Act says that every state will establish the Gram Nyayalayas by consulting the concerned state high court. By concerned state high court, that is Gram Nyayalayas. Okay, fine. Now, here one more learning here. Now, who is the head of who is the person who is the head of this ante? Who is the judicial officer here? What is his name, guys? He is called Nyayadhikari, or the judicial officer. Okay, it is presided by Nyayadhikari. Nyayadhikari. And who is this Nyayadhikari? What rank he should have? We have magisterial courts in India, first class, second class, third class. Okay, he should be of first class judicial magistrate class. He is considered as first class of magistrate. Judicial magistrate first class, simply saying judicial magistrate first class, Nyayadhikari. And you know what question, we can further ask the question like this, at what level is this established? At what level is established, guys? At the intermediate panchayat level. At the intermediate panchayat level, this Gram Nyayalayas are established. And it gives powers for the Nyayadhikari. Ante we have Zilla Parishad, intermediate panchayat, Mandal Parishad is there, or Panchayat Samiti is there, we have Gram Panchayat is there. వీళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఇంటర్మీడియట్ పంచాయత్లో ఏర్పాటు చేస్తారు. మరి విలేజెస్ వాళ్ళు ఏడుస్తూ కూర్చోవాలా అవసరం లేదు. ఓకే, వాట్ కెన్ హ్యాపెన్, గైస్? దే కెన్ ఆపరేట్ యాజ్ మొబైల్ కోర్ట్స్. దే కెన్ ఆపరేట్ యాజ్ మొబైల్ కోర్ట్స్. Mobile courts. UPSC again asks question like this. They hear only criminal cases? No, they hear both civil and criminal cases, but usually compoundable cases, not non-compoundable cases, guys. Civil cases, criminal cases, that is one area which you have to focus. Next aspect here, we have Indian Evidence Act 1872, which has a list of evidences which can be accepted as a course of your investigation and trial. They are not mandatory for this. ఏదైనా సాక్ష్యం తీసుకోవచ్చు. ఆ చట్టంలో ఉన్న సాక్ష్యాలు మాత్రమే కాకుండా యూ కెన్ టేక్ ఎనీ అదర్ ఎవిడెన్స్ ఆల్సో, గైస్, బికాస్ ది ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఈస్ వాట్, గైస్? టు సాల్వ్ ద ఇష్యూ. ఇట్ అలౌస్ ఫర్ ఆల్టర్నేటివ్ డిస్ప్యూట్ రెజల్యూషన్ ఆల్సో. కాంప్రమైజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. కాబట్టి చిన్న చిన్న కేసెస్ కాబట్టి దే ఆర్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఎవిడెన్సెస్ ఆర్ దేర్ ఇన్ ఇండియన్ ఎవిడెన్స్ యాక్ట్ 1872. Not all those are applicable to the cases under Gram Nyayalayas. Any other evidence also is there. Because it hears civil criminal cases, it does not just have powers of a civil court but also as a criminal court, guys. Any other question expected in this is the last trap which UPSC lays. Are there any provision of appeals in these particular courts? Appeals cheskovacha? Yes. That means, guys, మీరు సివిల్ కేసులో మీరు కేసు ఓడిపోతే, ఈ న్యాయాధికారి చెప్పినట్టుగా వినకపోతే, యూ కెన్ అప్లై ఇన్ ద డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ కోర్ట్. డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ కోర్ట్, సేమ్ కోర్ట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ సెషన్స్ కోర్ట్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ లాస్ట్ ఎ కేస్, ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు అపీల్, yes, you have the right to appeal in Gram Nyayalayas. If it is civil case, go to district court, same court, okay, sessions court for criminal cases. And these guys have to solve your issue within 6 months. These appeals should be discarded, should be solved within 6 months. Gram Nyayalayas. How to differentiate? Lok Adalats, on the other hand, guys, we cannot appeal against the final orders of Lok Adalats. Lok Adalats also are statutory courts. You know, NALSA, we will discuss eventually. NALSA is there, guys. NALSA has come because of what act, guys? Legal Services Authorities Act 1987. Okay, in that act we established at national, state, district, taluka level what, guys? The courts. Okay, what is it? Authorities. What is authorities here? NALSA, like district law, NALSA, SALSA, like that. We all have these things, guys. What they will do, you can appeal in any court. They will give you free of charge, okay, some legal counsel. they'll provide you guys. అయితే ఆల్రెడీ నల్సా కెన్ ప్రొవైడ్ అస్ దిస్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ ఫెసిలిటీస్, కరెక్టే, పాయింట్ బాగానే ఉంది. మరి నల్సా తర్వాత మనకు we also brought a new system called as Lok Adalats. Now Lok Adalats, same act guys. In 2002 what we have done is Legal Service Authorities Act 87 undi kada, aa chatta prakarame, with that act only we established what guys? Lok Adalats. So again one more learning here guys, is it constitutional or statutory post? Statutory courts guys. Okay, Lok Adalats have been given statutory status as per Legal Service Authorities Act 1987, but understand both civil and criminal cases, same to same, only compoundable offenses. Okay, in the exam if they insert one word called divorce, don't take it guys. Okay, marriage, మ్యాట్రిమోనియల్ డిస్ప్యూట్స్, డివోర్సెస్ వాళ్ళు గ్రాంట్ చేయరు కింద స్థాయి కోర్ట్స్. డివోర్స్కి ఇండియాలో కనీసం 1 year పడుతుంది తీసుకోవాలంటే. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ అ బిగ్ ప్రాసెస్ గైస్. మ్యారేజ్, ఎనీ స్మాల్ పెట్టి కేసెస్ ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో అవి డీల్ చేస్తారు లోక్ అదాలత్స్లో. లోక్ అదాలత్ ఆర్డర్స్ ఆర్ ఫైనల్ అండ్ బైండింగ్. లోక్ అదాలత్ ఆర్డర్స్ ఆర్ ఫైనల్ అండ్ బైండింగ్. నో అపీల్స్ విల్ లై. నో అపీల్స్ విల్ లై. మరి వేరే దిక్కు లేదా అంటే ఏం చేయాలి? మళ్ళీ ఫ్రెష్గా కేసు ఫైల్ చేసుకోండి. అండ్ గైస్ లోక్ అదాలత్స్లో అగైన్ వన్ మోర్ ట్రాప్ దే విల్ లే గైస్. It is free of cost, of course. It is free of cost, Lok Adalats. Already, if in some other case, let's say in district court, one case is going on, you are fed up with this delays, you want to transfer the case to Lok Adalats, then what they will do? They will refund all the money what you have paid in the district courts. So what in the UPSC trap, what they will lay is, only fresh cases can be filed in Lok Adalats, they will give the option. No, even the earlier cases which are pending in some other courts can be transferred to లోక్ అదాలత్స్. అంటే అర్థమవుతున్న పాయింట్, లోక్ అదాలత్స్లో మనం డైరెక్ట్గా ఒరిజినల్ సూట్ ఫైల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, లేదా వేరే కోర్టులో ఆల్రెడీ కేసు పెండింగ్గా ఉంది, చాలా టైం వేస్ట్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి వాట్ యూ కెన్ డూ, లెట్ us గో ఫర్ లోక్ అదాలత్ అని చెప్పేసి ముందే రావచ్చు. ఎందుకంటే ఇందులో జడ్జ్మెంట్ ఆర్డర్ అనేది ఫైనల్ బైండింగ్ ఉంది కాబట్టి ముందే మీరు కాంప్రమైజ్ చేసుకొని అరే వాట్ ఎవర్ దే విల్ సే విల్ యాక్సెప్ట్ అని చెప్పేసి యూ విల్ గో టు ద లోక్ అదాలత్స్ గైస్. దే ఆర్ ఎ ఫార్మ్ ఆఫ్ ADR. ADR means here what guys? Alternate dispute resolution. Last year mediation bill was passed by the government, but it is more important for mains here guys. Mediation means what guys here? It is one of the forms of ADRs. See, when I say arbitration, what happens is if two people have some dispute, they will come to me as a neutral person and as an arbiter I will solve your issue. But in mediation usually what happens is my job is to make sure you actually come and have your own resolution. So in mediation I may not be the what arbitrator or solving the dispute guys. I am allowing both the parties to come and solve the issues between themselves. So this is also an area we can expect question in the exams, and no wonder UPSC also has asked several questions on NALSA, several questions on Lok Adalats, and now questions on this legal aid also guys. Okay, fine. Next question here guys. Next question here, I'll just read. After this only here, after this you may approach, but generally they say that in the district civil court as well as district court its order is final. Rarely you can use one option called as special leave petition also, but again it is not something which you can use as a matter of right. Except military courts in India, no matter which court gives you verdict, you can apply for special leave for appeal in Supreme Court 136 article. Okay, that is also available in any case. But here of course, see there is something called as, in High Court you will read this guys, jurisdiction of High Court లో మీరు సివిల్ కేసెస్లో మీరు చదివారా ఎప్పుడైనా? అపీల్స్ ఇన్ ఫస్ట్ అపీల్ లైస్ టు హై కోర్ట్, సెకండ్ అపీల్ లైస్ టు హై కోర్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ సబార్డినేట్ కోర్ట్స్. హ్యావ్ యూ రెడ్ దిస్ ఆర్ నాట్ గైస్? క్వశ్చన్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాక్ట్, క్వశ్చన్ ఆఫ్ law? No? See, so it's a very complicated thing because it's not so easy to explain in just a short span of time. Basically guys, సబార్డినేట్ కోర్ట్స్ నుంచి అపీల్స్ డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ కోర్ట్కి వెళ్తాయి, డిస్ట్రిక్ట్ కోర్ట్స్ నుంచి ఇట్ విల్ గో టు ద వాట్ హై కోర్ట్స్ అండ్ ఫ్రమ్ దేర్ టు సుప్రీం కోర్ట్. బట్ నాట్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీ సింగిల్ థింగ్ గైస్. దెర్ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఆఫ్ లా అండ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యాక్ట్. సి imagine guys, some district court, magisterial court gave some verdict, you appealed in the sessions court. Okay, sorry, let's say some magisterial court in Hyderabad gave some verdict. You are not happy with that. You went to the what? Sessions court. Sessions court will see both question of law and question of fact. Ante question of facts means here what? All the issues which are concerned with that case, again they will re-examine those things. They will see what laws can be applied to those cases and detailed verdict they will give on that, guys. సో ఫస్ట్ రౌండ్లో ఆల్రెడీ కేర్ఫుల్గా మొత్తం కేసులో ఉన్న ఫ్యాక్ట్స్, లాస్, లీగల్ అన్ని మొత్తం చూస్తారు. దాని ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేసుకోవచ్చు? సెకండ్ అపీల్ పైన మీరు హ్యాపీ అవ్వలేదు, సెషన్స్ కోర్ట్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ హ్యాపీ విత్ దట్, వాట్ యూ విల్ డూ నౌ? హై కోర్ట్ యూ విల్ గో. But when you're going to High Court, guys, why should High Court again waste time on examining all the facts again? Unnecessary waste of time, no? So what they will do? They will only see what? Legal matters, whether law was properly applied or not. This is called question of law. I repeat, guys, from the lower court, if you are going to the district court, subordinate court to district court, what happens? First appeal is there. First appeal is based on question of law and question of fact, both. But second appeal, when it goes to High Court, it is only on question of law but not question of facts. So it is like that. Okay, so that is one area, guys. Inka, now please answer this question, guys. These are the kind of questions where UPSC will some. Okay, I have to hurry up, guys. Okay, quickly, 15 minutes to wrap up this with the particular CDS questions. One important point here, guys. What UPSC is doing is sometimes they are giving some general statements where don't go too much like, you know, deep గా వెళ్ళి ఇలా ఇది ఈ వర్డ్ ఎలా ఇస్తారు, ఈ వర్డ్ కాదు, అలా పంతాలు పెట్టకండి ఎగ్జామ్లో. టేక్ సమ్ జనరల్ పాయింట్, గైస్. ఐ విల్ రీడ్ ద క్వశ్చన్, యూ ఆన్సర్. Two statements they gave. Under Part 3 of the Constitution, individuals can enforce rights guaranteed by this part when they are violated by the action of a government authority. Individuals can enforce rights guaranteed by this part when they are violated by the action of a government authority. Is it true or false? Okay, true. Okay, fine. So first statement is true. Second one is what here? Under Part 3 of the Constitution of India, individuals can enforce rights guaranteed by this part when they are violated by not only the action of government but also by its inaction. Okay, I will repeat the statement, guys. Individuals can enforce rights guaranteed by this part when they are violated not only by the action of a government but also by its inaction. Okay, many students wrote the wrong answer for this, guys. They are arguing that how can individuals enforce the rights? It is judiciary who enforces. Arey, first you have to go and file a case, no? Judiciary kalosada. Will they dream that one guy has got his rights violated? No, you have to go and file a case, kada. So obviously we all know that fundamental rights can be enforced against both state as well as okay, what fundamental rights can be enforced against private individuals also. Ichappan chuddam. Which fundamental rights can be enforced even against private individuals? All against state, we know that. Against private. Come on, guys. Shyam Singh Roy. Okay, and of course, public ghats, bathing tanks, kakunda, any private place also, if they are having some public, purpose is there. అది రెస్టారెంట్స్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఎవరైనా అవ్వచ్చు, అక్కడ కూడా డిస్క్రిమినేషన్ అనేది వర్తిస్తుంది. 15 clause 2 అప్లైస్ ఫర్ ప్రైవేట్ ఆల్సో, గైస్. వాట్ గ్రౌండ్స్? రిలీజన్, రేస్, కాస్ట్, సెక్స్, ప్లేస్ ఆఫ్ బర్త్. ఆ గ్రౌండ్స్ క్వశ్చన్ కూడా అడగచ్చు వాళ్ళు. 15 ఆర్టికల్లో ఏ గ్రౌండ్స్ ఉన్నాయి? రిలీజన్, రేస్, కాస్ట్, సెక్స్ ఆర్ ప్లేస్ ఆఫ్ బర్త్ ఉంది. 16 ఆర్టికల్లో రిలీజన్, రేస్ ఇవన్నీ ప్లస్ రెసిడెన్స్ అండ్ డిసెంట్. ఇంకా 325లో ఏమున్నాయి? రిలీజన్, రేస్, కాస్ట్, సెక్స్. 325, no person can be denied, okay, their name in the electoral rolls on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex. Okay, then 29 clause 2, no person shall be denied admission into educational institutions run by the state on the grounds of religion, race, caste, language. Guys, please, ivanni ipudu you have to know, guys. They can ask one question on this area also. Grounds they may ask. They will give options of all the grounds and kinda Mr. Valu 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4 only, 1, 2, 3 only. They will give the options. Just once 15, 16, 325, 29 clause 2 grounds చూసుకోండి. 15, 16, 15, 16, 325, ఇంకా 29 clause 2, ఇంకోటి ఉంటుంది which many people ignore, 23 clause 2, 23 clause 2. డిటెక్ట్ చేయాలా, చెప్పాలా, రాసుకుంటారంటే రాసుకోండి. యూ వాంట్ టు రైట్, మళ్ళీ సెర్చ్ చేయడానికి టైం పడుతుందా? జస్ట్ గూగుల్ గైస్. సి ఐ రిపీట్ గైస్, రిలీజన్, రేస్, కాస్ట్, సెక్స్, ప్లేస్ ఆఫ్ బర్త్ ఎక్కడ? 15లో. దానికి రెసిడెన్స్ అండ్ డిసెంట్ యాడ్ చేస్తే 16 వస్తుంది. 325లో రిలీజన్, రేస్, కాస్ట్, సెక్స్. ఓకే, అండ్ దెన్ 29 clause 2, religion, race, caste, sex and language. ఓకే, లాంగ్వేజ్ వస్తుంది. 23 clause 2లో ఏమొస్తుందంటే రిలీజన్, రేస్, కాస్ట్ అండ్ క్లాస్. అంటే వైల్ ప్రొవైడింగ్ కంపల్సరీ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ డోంట్ డిస్క్రిమినేట్ ఆన్ రిలీజన్, రేస్, కాస్ట్ అండ్ క్లాస్. 23 clause 2. Let me verify again. 29 clause 2, religion, race, caste, language. Sex లేదా అక్కడ, religion, race, caste, language. Fine. Guys, quickly tell the answer. You didn't answer. Which are the fundamental rights applicable against private also? Is it news guys, current affairs. ఇంకా చెప్పండి. 23, 24, exploitation. Anybody can do it. Inka? Now news. Okay, in Kaushal Kishore last year, it is not oral judgment, it is actually a written judgment guys. Kaushal Kishore versus State of Uttar Pradesh 2023. Supreme Court has held that even articles 19, 21 are also applicable against private authorities. Okay, in Kaushal Kishore versus State of UP, Supreme Court gave a binding judgment that even articles 19 and 20 are also applicable against private authorities. 15 clause 2, 17, 23. And guys, don't forget there is one habeas corpus. This is also applicable against private individuals. Out of all the 5, habeas corpus is the only one applicable against private individuals. Okay, so please make sure you note these points. Now you already answered the correct here guys without going to overactions and all that. Not only state action, state inaction also you can appeal in the court guys. If state is not saving your fundamental rights, still you can go and file a case. Okay, not only somebody violates, but if they are not taking any action to give you fundamental rights also, you can go and file a case in the court. So ilanti questions lo common sense vadali. Don't use unnecessary brains and all that, gudachari brains and all that. Don't use guys in the exam. This is tough question guys, which I recommend you to always go through. Center State Financial Relations, but one of the off questions here. Agriculture is in which list guys? Because there's a lot of debate going on in India regarding succession or estate duty. Maybe they ask this question. As per the state list under 7th schedule of the Constitution, the states have jurisdiction over agricultural land in connection with which of the following subjects? First one, tax on agricultural income. Second one, duties in respect of succession of agricultural land. Third one, estate duty in respect of agricultural land. 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. Generally this is tough question only, but if I have just a small idea about Article 269, okay, in Center State Relations, you will be able to answer this. Generally faculties will tell this. Taxes other than agricultural income will be levied, collected by central government and assigned to the states. అంటే ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్స్ లాంటివి, కంపెనీస్ ట్యాక్స్ లాంటివి మాత్రం యూనియన్ గవర్నమెంట్ లే చేస్తుంది. అగ్రికల్చరల్ ఇన్కమ్ యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ ఇస్ నాట్ ట్యాక్స్డ్ ఇన్ ఇండియా, బట్ ఇఫ్ దే వాంట్ టు tax agricultural income, then who can do it, guys? State governments can do it. Sometimes you have to use your knowledge to, if it is a situation in the exam where you have to compulsorily take the option, you can take some calculated risk, guys, here. ఓకే, అంటే అగ్రికల్చర్ విషయంలో ఖచ్చితంగా స్టేట్స్కి పవర్స్ ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి అగ్రికల్చరల్ ట్యాక్సెస్, సక్సెషన్ డ్యూటీ, ఎస్టేట్ డ్యూటీలో కూడా స్టేట్ హ్యావ్ ద పవర్స్ అని చెప్పేసి చూస్తే ఆన్సర్ ఏంటి? 1, 2, 3 ఆల్ ఆర్ కరెక్ట్ హియర్, గైస్. బట్ గైస్, యాజ్ వీ ఆల్ నో, దిస్ ఎస్టేట్ డ్యూటీ విచ్ వాస్ బ్రాట్ ఇన్ ఇండియా, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ యాజ్ వాట్, గైస్? డెత్ ట్యాక్స్. వై estate duty is called as death tax? Estate duty, okay, or let's say inheritance tax. These are very much in news, guys, because like BJP is saying that Congress is going to bring this tax ani edo fake news baga vastunnai kabatti inheritance tax, or let's say estate duty. What does it mean, guys? Estate duty in succession means what? If someone is there who dies and they have to transfer their property to their successors. So at that time what happens? By default we'll get, if father dies, son will get the property. But what happens here? You are inheriting the ancestral property. There also the government is going to impose some tax on your property. This was brought in which year in India? 1953. But Rajiv Gandhi government finally abolished this duty, guys. It has been abolished. సో ఎస్టేట్ డ్యూటీలు మన ఇండియాలో ఇప్పుడు లేవు. ఓకేనా? ఫైన్. సో దట్ వాజ్ అ టఫ్ క్వశ్చన్ హియర్. లీగల్ ఎయిడ్ క్వశ్చన్. The Nalsa ka pyar prema already UPSC is maintaining in the exam, guys. Every year Nalsa mains and prelims question one they are asking here. Do you know the list of people who are eligible for free legal aid for Nalsa? SCs, STs, women, children, industrial workmen, victims of mass disaster. They will insert some unnecessary words. OBC they will insert. Senior citizen they will insert. No. Senior citizens, OBCs are not covered under Nalsa's free legal aid. Who are covered then? Women, children, SC, STs, inka laborers and industrial workmen, victims of mass disaster, natural disasters are there? No. Those people, they are covered. And what is that and? Those who have income, annual income less than what is prescribed by the concerned state governments. In general, 1 lakh rupees. Some states have given 3 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 50,000 also some states have given, guys. So Telangana and Andhra Pradesh have given, of course, 3 lakh rupees annual income unna vallu, takku unna vallu, they can get free legal aid in India, guys. Okay, 3 lakh. But what the law says, as decided by the concerned state governments. Okay, please make sure you understand this point. And what the question came in the exam, guys. Under the Constitution of India, okay, free legal aid is given under DPSP. True or false? Which article? 39 capital A. Second statement. It is a duty of the police to inform the nearest legal aid committee immediately after the arrest of a person. Now this is difficult to answer. Yes, it is mentioned in the Legal Services Act, guys, that promptly the police officer, because వాళ్ళు చేయరు అది వేరే విషయం, కానీ అట్లీస్ట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద యాక్ట్ సేయింగ్, గైస్, హియర్ that as soon as a person is arrested, please try to inform the nearest legal aid committee that you should provide some kind of legal assistance to them. Now, guys, why this is in news? Because of Arvind Kejriwal again. So 22 articles should come to our mind. What is Article 22, Clause 1 and 2? Please tell fast. Kejriwal case. Tell me fast. Protection against detention in some cases. What is that? 21 clause 1. What is it? Fast tell me, guys. 2 things are there here. What are the 2 things? First one, అన్ని వీడియోస్ చేస్తున్నా యూట్యూబ్లో, ఒక్కరు చూడట్లేదు. I made a video on this just last week, guys. What is that? You should inform grounds. They will put a trap by saying reasons of arrest, grounds of arrest. On what grounds? It's a fundamental right to inform the grounds of arrest, plus right to be defended by a legal practitioner. That is the point here, guys. So NALSA also borrows, or we can say the LSA also borrows the same. Free legal aid. If a police arrests you, then he has to inform. If you are not able to get a lawyer for yourself, what you have to do? The police has to inform the nearest legal aid committee immediately. Then they have to provide you some kind of lawyer, guys. That is there in the act, guys. This is somewhat tough question. Usually not discussed in the classes, but because they asked in the exam, you please remember this point. అంటే ఏంటి ఇక్కడ అరెస్ట్ చేసిన వెంటనే పోలీస్ ఏం చేయాలి? నియరెస్ట్ లీగల్ ఎయిడ్ కమిటీకి రిపోర్ట్ ఇవ్వాలి, సో దట్ దే విల్ అరేంజ్ సమ్ లాయర్ ఫర్ యూ గైస్. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ అనదర్ పాయింట్ హియర్. సో ఇంకా ఈ ఆర్టికల్ క్లాస్ 2 ఏమంటుందండి గైస్? జస్ట్ లాస్ట్ వీక్ గైస్ మీరు న్యూస్ చూడట్లే, అంటే పేపర్ ఎప్పుడో చదవాలి అనే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఏం లేదు. బికాస్ వీ నెవర్ నో, దెర్ ఆర్ ఏరియాస్, examples in the past where UPSC asked 1 week before exam also current affairs they asked. It doesn't mean that you will waste your time reading papers in detail, but at least glance the articles. What was the big news last week, guys? One person was released from jail. Prabir Burkayasta. Related with this case, guys, what is that? Why Supreme Court released him? He was not informed of the grounds of arrest, guys. Clause 2 ఇక్కడ హెల్ప్ తీసుకోవాలి. ఏంటి క్లాస్ 2 ఇక్కడ చెప్పండి? క్లాస్ 2 ఏంటి ఇక్కడ? యు ఆర్ రైటింగ్ ఎగ్జామ్ దిస్ ఇయర్ ఆర్ నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్? Guys, we have only 9 o'clock already. 1 hour is over. Clause 2 is what? They should take the person who is detained to the nearest magistrate. Within how many hours? 24 hours. Do we include or exclude journey time? Okay, it is excluding journey time, guys. Okay, is it trap? Excluding journey time. And it's understood as also holidays also. Fine. Now important point here, guys. This was not followed in Prabir Purkayasta case. ఆయనేమో న్యూస్ క్లిక్ అనే ఒక పేపర్ ఆయన దగ్గర ఉంది. ఆ పేపర్లో ఆయన ఏదో యాంటీ ఇండియా రాస్తున్నారు, చైనా డబ్బులు తీసుకుని ఇండియా అగేన్స్ట్గా రాస్తున్నారని చెప్పేసి అలాంటి ఏదో అభూత కల్పనలు ఏదో పెట్టేసి గవర్నమెంట్ హ్యాస్ అరెస్టెడ్ హిమ్, పోలీస్ అరెస్టెడ్ హిమ్, ఢిల్లీ పోలీస్. వి ఆల్ నో ఢిల్లీ పోలీస్ వర్క్స్ అండర్ Amit Shah, okay, Home Minister, okay, central government. So they arrested this man by saying that he has a funder in America, Neville. Okay, that Neville has given Neville his name. He has funded this particular portal. He has close contact with China anta. One example adigaru manaku avasam ledu. What is important here? Generally, guys, after arresting him in the evening, we have 24 hours to take him to the nearest magistrate. Why? Because I should know whether my detention is valid or not. Anybody can arrest me and put me in jail, so I should know whether it is valid or not. So 22 article is a fundamental right that I should be sent to the nearest magistrate within 24 hours. What these guys have done, evening they arrested him. They did not give proper grounds of arrest. They did not allow him to contact his lawyer properly without informing his lawyer. Next day morning 6 o'clock, they went to magistrate and they got the order of remand. Supreme Court told, when you have 24 hours, what was the hurry for you to go early in the morning at 6 o'clock without informing the legal counsel, without furnishing proper grounds of arrest? If you don't give grounds of arrest, if you don't allow the person to have his lawyer know at what time you are going to magistrate office, how will that person defend himself? It is a violation of his fundamental right, the court has told. Denial of the grounds of arrest and legal practitioner is violation of fundamental right. Last week Supreme Court has told this point. Okay, please remember this. Can be asked in the exam. 22 article e preventive detention acts avachchu leda. Okay, we have this 20 article avachchu right, freedom of silence. Kejriwal case, guys, 20 clause 3. You have the freedom to be silenced. Bijo Emmanuel 19 clause 1 subclause A, freedom of speech includes freedom of silence, of course, that is also there. But 20 clause 3 also gives us fundamental right to silence, because what is 20 clause 3, guys? Right against what? Self incrimination. You cannot be compelled to be a witness against yourself. You cannot be forcibly asked to admit your witness against yourself, guys. You have the right to remain silent. Supreme Court has told that the right to silence in any trial does not amount to admission of guilt or crime. Means what? Silent గా ఉన్నావంటే తప్పుడు నువ్వు వీడియో ఇస్తావు అని చెప్పి చెప్పకూడదు. అది ఇక్కడ మీనింగ్. అర్థమైందా? Compoundable? In that what happens is, here court can, you have a case called as State of Bombay versus Katikalu case. In that the court told that you can ask a person to give his we can say samples of his biometric అవ్వచ్చు, or any drug samples, drugs కోసం మనకు urine samples అవ్వచ్చు, అవి అడగచ్చు. And if still they are not cooperating, there is one case called as Selvi versus State of Karnataka. In that the Supreme Court has told that if you are not cooperating with this particular things, you can go for brain mapping or let's say narco analysis, or what Brahmanandam will do to Ali, polygraph test, with the consent of the particular person or with any court's order తీసుకొని చేయొచ్చు. ఇప్పుడు టాడా UPSC asked a question, good question he asked guys. Last year what they asked UPSC mains prelims, పోటా అనే కేసు ఉండే ఒకటి, పోటా అనే లా ఉండే ఇండియాలో. వాట్ ఈస్ పోటా? Prevention of Terrorism Act. Okay, POTA was a very controversial act case in which what they used to tell, ఆ టెర్రరిజంకి అప్పుడు పార్లమెంటరీ అటాక్స్ అవన్నీ అవుతూ ఉంటాయి. వాజ్పేయి గవర్నమెంట్ ఇస్ మచ్ ప్రెషర్ గైస్. So what they will do is they'll bring Prevention of Terrorism bill and it becomes an act. In POTA what they told is, if any person who is accused of an offense in the custody of police, if they admit to their particular crime, that should be considered as evidence. అంటే ఏంటి? పోలీస్ కస్టడీలో వాళ్ళు ఏం వాడతారో మనకు తెలుసు ఆల్రెడీ. ఓకే, డిగ్రీలు వాడతారు, ఫస్ట్ ఈ డిగ్రీలు ఆ డిగ్రీలు అని చెప్పేసి దే విల్ యూజ్ ఆల్ డిగ్రీస్. మన ఎండ డిగ్రీల కంటే వాళ్ళ డిగ్రీలు ఇంకా ఘోరంగా ఉంటాయి. ఓకే ఫైన్, కాబట్టి దట్ they will use. So admission of your guilt under police custody, how can it be an evidence guys? Admission of your crime guys. UPSC played a reverse game last year. They told as per POTA, a person who is under custody and if they admit for their offense they are considered guilty and JPSC. No. Okay, it is there in POTA, but what UPSC told, it is not there in POTA అని ఇచ్చారు వాళ్ళు. అర్థమైందా మీకు పాయింట్? అర్థం కాలేదా? పోటాలో ఏముందండి, పోలీస్ కస్టడీలో ఉన్నప్పుడు మీరు కన్ఫెషన్ చేస్తే తప్పు ప్రూవ్ అయినట్టే అని చెప్పేసి, అంటే ఎవిడెన్స్గా పరిగణించని చెప్పేసి చెప్పారు వాళ్ళు. ఇది పోటాలో. UPSC ఏం చేసింది, పోటాలో లేదని చెప్పింది. సో అది ఆప్షన్ ఏమో రాంగ్ అది. ఓకేనా, ఫైన్ గైస్. సో కేజ్రీవాల్ కేస్ అండ్ ప్రబీర్ పుర్కాయస్తా కేస్, దిస్ ఆర్ వెరీ మచ్ ఇన్ న్యూస్, క్యాన్ బి ఆస్క్డ్ ఇన్ ద ఎగ్జామ్. వన్ మోర్ న్యూస్, UAPA గైస్. UAPA is an act which punishes what guys? Unlawful organizations. But 2019లో వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు, వాళ్ళు దానిలో they have told that even terrorist individual can be called as terrorist. One important thing you understand here guys, PMLA and UAPA, if possible tomorrow I will discuss about PMLA. Remind me guys tomorrow's class. PMLA and UAPA లో ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ఏముందని చెప్తాను ఇక్కడ. Generally the law says what guys, a person is innocent until proven guilty. But in these cases what happens guys, in PMLA case and UAPA cases what happens guys, a person is presumed to be guilty until proven innocent. The burden of proving your innocent lies on you, not the judiciary burden guys. That is the problem here guys. So ఇక్కడ దాకా వచ్చాం కాబట్టి shall we discuss bail discuss చేద్దామా? bail, what is bail guys? bail guardia what is bail here? Temporary release of an accused, on the guarantee that the person will come back when the trial is going on. Bail is defined in the constitution or IPC or CRPC? No. Bail is not defined in the CRPC, Criminal Procedure Code. But then where we understand the bail provisions guys, how many types of bails are there? ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ గైస్, మనకు బెయిల్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే రకరకాలుగా ఉంటాయి. ఒకటేమో రెగ్యులర్ బెయిల్. Regular bail means what guys? Generally either police or the magistrate can give you the bail in any case generally. So here regular bail is there. So what is one thing here? Second one is what here guys? Anticipatory bail. Chala news lo unnai ivi, anticipatory bail. Third one is we have what is that bail guys? Default bail. Fourth one is interim bail. Now, make sure you understand some points. I hope they won't go much deeper into the sections, but for just knowledge purposes, let's understand, guys. Sadharananga 437, 439 CRPCs are talking about the general bail provisions, guys. Who will give bail for me means generally I can apply మన దగ్గరలో ఉన్న మెజిస్ట్రేట్ కోర్ట్కి అప్లై చేసుకుంటే I will get the bail. లేదా I can approach Sessions Court or High Court for the bail. Okay, options before me is I can approach magistrate, I can approach High Court, or I can approach the Sessions Court. So CRPC is different for different sections. So in regular bail, of course, it's a general bail which you can ask for, but it may take some time for the courts. Sometimes what happens is for an important offense, usually for non-compoundable offenses, or we can say non-bailable offenses, usually for non-bailable offenses, when FIR is registered and you know you are going to be arrested very soon, so what you can do, you can approach the courts for anticipatory bail. Same provisions for, okay, but here what they have mentioned is this is mentioned in 438 CRPC. It's called advance bail there, guys. What does this mean? 438 CRPC. It says మీకు ఆల్రెడీ ఎక్కడో మీ చోట మీ పేరు మీద ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ వచ్చేసింది, రేపో మాపో నేను లోపల జైల్లో వెళ్ళిపోతున్నాను అనే భయం మీద వచ్చేసింది. సో వాట్ యూ కెన్ డూ, గైస్? You can apply for any anticipatory bail in the courts. Here the option is, guys, anticipatory bail, if it is given to you, then the police cannot arrest you in this case. You will be called for investigation, etc., but you will not be arrested in this case. Okay, 438 of CRPC. What the courts have told is there should be compulsorily some registration of FIR, because FIR లేకుండా ఎందుకు వచ్చినా మా దగ్గర అంటే, సార్ నాకు భయం వేస్తుందంటే, భయం వేస్తే మా దగ్గర ఎందుకు వస్తావు? If there should be some credible thing, guys. What is that? That somebody is going to file a case against you, or some FIR already has been coming under you. Then you can approach the relevant courts that please grant me bail. You cannot directly approach court by saying that maybe after 1 month more you'll arrest me. Court will say don't waste our time. What sections? Which law? Which offense? What is the FIR? Where is the report? So that should be there compulsory, guys. Okay, now what is the default bail, guys? This is chala news lo undi default bail. Default bail is also called as statutory bail. పేరులోనే ఉందండి. What is default bail? సాధారణంగా, guys, okay, because we don't want to put people in jail for a long time without providing remedies for them. Okay, so what we do is, if your offense is like less than 10 years, మీరు చేసిన తప్పుకి అఫెన్స్కి శిక్ష పడితే మహా అయితే 10 ఏళ్ళ కంటే ఎక్కువ పడదు. If that is the offense here, guys, charge sheet should be filed within 60 days. Charge sheet means what? After you are arrested by the police, they will do investigation. They will write the charge sheet. After charge sheet, the trial will commence in the courts. The charge sheet is important, guys. Then only you understand what sections can be applied, what are the offenses registered, and then the trial may happen. But charge sheet file చేయకుండా అరెస్ట్ చేసి జైల్లో పెట్టేసి ఇక ఇలా పట్టుకుంటే అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? సార్, వై యూ అరెస్టెడ్? వేర్ ఇస్ ద ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్? వేర్ ఇస్ ద charge sheet? If no charge sheet, let me go. That is the point. 60 days. Within 60 days, for how many, guys? If your offense is less than 10 years jail. If it is more than 10 years jail, if it is more than 10 years jail or lifetime imprisonment, then that offense 90 days time is given, guys. 90 days time is given. ఆ 90 days లోపల ఏం చేయాలి? మీరు చార్జ్ షీట్ అనేది ఫైల్ చేసేయాలి. Otherwise, you can get the default bail. But very important point here, guys, bail lo default bail అని ఉన్నది మాత్రాన automatically 60 days over, tomorrow I'll be going out, not required. Not like that. You have to file an application before the court. You have to file an application before the court by saying that, sir, 60 days are over, they are not filing charge sheet, I want to go. What ED was doing then? These guys were filing supplementary charge sheets. Okay, 60 days లో ఏదో ఫార్మాలిటీ చార్జ్ షీట్ ఏదో ఫైల్ చేస్తారు. ఇంకో 60 days లో ఇంకా కేస్ ట్రయల్కి వెళ్ళకుండా దే విల్ యాడ్ సమ్ 1 or 2 more facts and they will write one more charge sheet. Court has told that you cannot file supplementary charge sheets and put the person in jail for a long span of time. అంటే సప్లిమెంటెడ్ ఏంటి, ఏదో నామమాత్రంగా ఏదో ఒకటో రెండో సెషన్లో యాడ్ చేసేసి అలా ఫిలప్ చేయడం తప్పు అని కోర్టు చెప్పింది. అయితే ఇక్కడ ఒక పెద్ద ట్విస్ట్ అండి, ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ డిఫాల్ట్ బెయిల్ మనకి ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్స్ ఏమన్నాయంటే దెర్ ఆర్ సమ్ స్టింజెంట్ లాస్ ఇన్ ఇండియా లైక్ యూఏపీఏ గైస్. ఇన్ యూఏపీఏ గైస్ the maximum period of detention is 6 months. Okay, in UAPA you can be detained for 6 months without even filing any kind of evidences. Aim lekunda kuda 6 months is the maximum period of detention of UAPA. You may ask then, sir, why some people are there like Umar Khalid for 3 years? Why? One more thing is the news, guys. What is that in the news? Section 43D clause 5 of UAPA 1967. It is star mark. Section 43D clause 5 of UAPA 1967. What is this, guys? Anyone knows? Anyone knows? Chala news lo undi UAPA Umar Khalid case valla. Gautam Navlakha last week was released from the jail, guys. These all guys were in jail since 2018 for Bhima Koregaon case. UAPA case filed చేసే వాళ్ళ మీద. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇండివిజువల్స్ కూడా టెర్రరిస్ట్గా డిక్లేర్ చేయొచ్చు కాబట్టి యూఏపీఏలో ఈ సెక్షన్ ఎందుకు ప్రమాదకరం అంటే ఇన్ దిస్ వాట్ దిస్ ఈస్ గైస్, నో ప్రొవిజన్ ఆర్ కంపల్షన్ ఆఫ్ bail. No provision of bail if judges this word is important, guys. Prima facie. దిస్ ఇస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్. అంటే ఏంటి, ఆధారాలు లేకున్నా కూడా కేసు పైన ప్రైమా ఫేసి ఇఫ్ ఐఎమ్ సాటిస్ఫైడ్ దెన్ నో నీడ్ టు గివ్ బెయిల్ ఫర్ మీ, గైస్. యూ మే ఆస్క్ దెన్ హౌ కెన్ ఐ బి రిలీజ్డ్? అన్లెస్ ఐ షో ప్రూఫ్ దట్ ఐఎమ్ ఇన్నోసెంట్ ఐ కాంట్ బి రిలీజ్డ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద జైల్. ఓకే, యూపీఎస్సీ జ్యుడిషియరీ ప్రేమ వల్ల ఇవన్నీ అడుగుతున్నాం, ఎగ్జామ్లో రావచ్చు అండి క్వశ్చన్స్ ఇవన్నీ. ఓకే, and do you know what was the meaning of, any doubts here, guys? Clear? What time we will have the break? అవసరమా బ్రేక్? కావాలా బ్రేక్? I feel like I just started the class. Okay, it's 9:16. We have a lot of things to discuss, guys. Okay, any doubts so far in this UAPA or these 22 bail provisions? Apart from this, what else is in news is compoundable means something which can be compromised. Non-compoundable means what? No compromise. Example, murders, rapes, okay, assaults, major assaults, avi non-compoundable kinda vastayi. What is cognizable and non-cognizable offenses? Cognizable means కనిపిస్తుంది కళ్ళకు, ఘోరం, అత్యాచారం అంటే ఏంటి అలా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. కాగ్నిజబుల్ మీన్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ సీరియస్ అఫెన్సెస్ వేర్ పోలీస్ కెన్ డైరెక్ట్లీ టేక్ యాక్షన్ వితౌట్ ద నీడ్ ఆఫ్ ఎనీ కోర్ట్ వారెంట్ లేకుండా పోలీస్ డైరెక్ట్గా అరెస్ట్ చేయొచ్చు, ఇన్వెస్టిగేట్ చేయొచ్చు. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ కాగ్నిజబుల్ అఫెన్స్. మర్డర్స్, రేప్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా. నాన్ కాగ్నిజబుల్ అఫెన్సెస్, ఓకే, విచ్ ఆర్ నాట్ సో సీరియస్ అఫెన్సెస్. ఎనీ స్మాల్ మ్యాట్రిమోనియల్ డిస్ప్యూట్స్ అవ్వచ్చు, డెఫమేషన్ అవ్వచ్చు, ఓకే, పరువు నష్టం దావా కేసు, ఓకే, ఇవన్నీ ఏంటంటే నాన్ కాగ్నిజబుల్ అఫెన్సెస్. హియర్ ద పోలీస్ కెనాట్ ప్రొసీడ్ వితౌట్ ఎనీ వారెంట్ ఫ్రమ్ ద కోర్ట్ పర్మిషన్ తీసుకొని ప్రొసీడ్ అవ్వాలి. ఇన్ విచ్ కేసెస్ గైస్, నాన్ కాగ్నిజబుల్ అఫెన్సెస్. అండ్ ప్రిజన్స్ కమ్ అండర్ విచ్ లిస్ట్? స్టేట్ లిస్ట్. హోమ్ గార్డ్స్, state list. Okay, make sure you know these points. Okay, and in which act we got this list system in India? Division of lists, division of subjects. From which act we got in India? First time, British Act. Which act? Montagu-Chelmsford reforms, 1919. Diarchy was introduced in provinces. At that time, we have seen, no, we have got central list and provincial list. Later in 1935, we got federal list, provincial list, and concurrent list. Residuary powers lie with whom? Residuary powers at that time, 1935, lie with whom? Previous year question, BYQ. Governor General or Viceroy. Okay, and now it is lying with whom? Parliament it will lie, guys. Okay, fine. Give me some time. We will take break later. Let me complete these questions, guys. Then we will go for break. Who knows here about ICJ? This question is coming in the exam multiple times. International Court of Justice. Any points you can tell? I have seen this in recently, not only in CDS, I have seen in other state exams also. ICJ. There is one reason behind that also. What is it, guys? International Court of Justice. Okay. What does it do? It is from which organization? UNO has 6 organs, right? This is the only organ of UNO which is not headquartered in USA. It is there in Hague, Netherlands. Permanent Court of Arbitration, ICJ, ICC, all courts are there in Hague. What the question came in the exam, I'll read here, guys. The court consists of members where 2 members cannot be nationals of same state. 2 members anta ee court lo. How many are there, guys, in this? How many judges are there? 15 judges. What is the term? 9 years. What about re-election? Possible. Every 3 years. Every 3 years. They will appoint or elect 1/3 members. Every 3 years. 1/3 means how many, guys? 5. Every 3 years. And they have decided the composition, like 3 from Asia, 3 from Africa, okay, and some 2 from Latin America, Caribbean states and JPSC, some 2 from West Europe and okay, and East Europe and JPSC. In Migita 5 emo, East Europe and JPSC. Geographically, they have decided the composition. And they told in these 15 judges, no 2 judges can be from same country, guys. So option 1 is here. True or false? It is true, guys. Second option. The General Assembly and Security Council independently elect the members of the court. This is also true. How these guys are elected means separate. Veelo, Wallo. Okay. They will have to choose by absolute majority. One more news. First, in Indian, not first time, already 4 Indians were there. Dalveer Bhandari has been selected 2 times. So 17 last time he was elected, guys. Okay, twice he was elected as the ICJ judge, guys. Dalveer Bhandari. And he was not the first. Already 4 Indians were there in the past. Dalveer Bhandari. Okay, fine. And now next point here. What are the qualifications? The ICJ, it says that whatever qualifications are there in respective governments, respective countries, same like Supreme Court judge is there, no? Same qualifications. Ante already he was a Supreme Court judge, guys. Okay, kabatti he is fine. Ante our qualifications chalu. They have no separate qualifications for ICJ, guys. And last important point, the members of this particular judiciary, what are there? They don't represent their governments, but they represent the international law. Okay, very important point. While India tarapuna kaadandi akkada, okay na? They do not represent respective national governments, but they only follow international law. They follow international law. Okay, so hopefully we have fished out all the points. ICJ, yes. And one more important point, guys, ICJ, ICC difference. UPSC already asked ICC in the exam. ICC means what here, guys? World Cup. T20 match. Cricket Council, huh? Of course. But what about ICC here, guys? International Criminal Court. It is different from this. How it is different, guys? Fast. It established out of a Rome Statute. Second point. What is another big difference, guys? Tell me fast. Ante here you can say one point, guys. ICJ jurisdiction entante. First thing, guys, it decides disputes between sovereign states. ICJ. India, Pakistan, and any member of the UNO, guys. 193 members are there, no? So any member is fine. Palestine and Vatican City are observer members, not full members, guys. Okay. Fine. Now, important point here. Second point, they also have advisory jurisdiction. What does that mean? Anytime the UN Security Council or the Assembly can refer any case to ICJ for their advice. So two things, guys, here. So what is not covered in ICJ? It cannot prosecute individuals. Okay, that is what is the point. Okay, cannot prosecute individuals. ఆ పని ఎవరు చేస్తారు? ఐసీసీ చేస్తుంది. ఎందుకంటే అది క్రిమినల్ కోర్ట్ కాబట్టి ఐసీసీ విల్ ప్రాసిక్యూట్ పీపుల్ ఫర్ వార్ క్రైమ్స్, జెనోసైడ్, టెర్రరిజం, ఎట్సెట్రా. You know why it is in news? Because Gambia has filed a case against Myanmar, right? And recently we have seen countries, also African countries, filed cases against Israel, okay, in the ICJ. In that context, it is in news, so can be asked in the exam. Ante member states ఉన్నప్పుడు చేయాలి. మరి లాస్ట్లో క్వశ్చన్ వస్తుంది, వీళ్ళ ఆర్డర్స్ బైండింగ్ అంటే yes, they are binding. Is there any appeal? Means no appeal lies. Their orders are final and binding and no appeal lies. Rarely, if any facts of the case have been missed, అప్పుడు అపీల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, కానీ సాధారణ కేసెస్లో అపీల్ చేసుకోలేం. We can ask, మరి బాగుంది కదా ఈ కోర్ట్ అంటే, గైస్ they can not enforce any decree or command, guys. They can give the order. It is up to the respective sovereign governments to take any action. I hope you understand the point. వాళ్ళు ఆర్డర్ ఇచ్చినంత మాత్రాన వాళ్ళ పోలీసులు పంపించి ఇక్కడ ఎన్ఫోర్స్ చేస్తారంటే అలా ఏం లేదు. We don't have any world police, guys. Fine. As a result, these guys cannot enforce their orders. They can only, ante you may ask then, what does I use then? Tell me, guys, how can we enforce? Come on, tell the answer. Easy answer. I'm saying that there is no mechanism to enforce because it is up to the respective governments of the countries to enforce. కానీ ఒక ఆప్షన్ ఉంది, ఏంటది? Who will do it? UN Security Council. Because they are the body responsible for peace and security కాబట్టి, of course fully biased అనుకోండి, అది వేరే విషయం, కానీ UN Security Council can authorize for sanctions against the errant governments, guys. That is the final point here. So the answer here is what, guys? Both 1 and 2. Okay, done. Special Marriage Act, why it is in news? Big verdict of Supreme Court. Same-sex marriages, guys. I'll give break, just hold on, okay? Fine. So same-sex marriages case. What Supreme Court has declared, guys? My question to all of you, is right to marry a fundamental right in India? Think and tell. Come on, guys, think and tell. What is the title of the case? This same-sex marriage case. Supriya Chakrabarti. Okay, versus Union of India. In that case, what the court has told? Right to marry is not a fundamental right. Then you may ask, what about that? Let me read the question first, guys. Wait. 3 statements they have given. First statement. In India, Special Marriage Act protects an individual if one enters into an interreligious marriage. దానికోసమే కదా ఉంది అది, అవునా కాదా? Interreligious means what? Interfaith marriages between different faiths. True. See, guys, there is some principle you have to use in the MCQs, guys. If you are not able to find any contrary thing to what is there in the statement, then assume it is usually true. Last year they asked, no, some mushrooms are poisonous, some mushrooms are edible. There, some means what? Of course, the answer should be right. If I say each means every person in Hyderabad is idiot, means I should find only one person who is not an idiot. I don't have to find lakhs of people. ఒక్కడు చాలు, వీడు మంచోడు అంటే చాలు. ఆఫ్ కోర్స్ లేడు, ఉన్నారా లేదా? అర్థమైందా? ఇలాంటి ట్రిక్స్ కూడా అప్పుడప్పుడు కొంచెం వాడచ్చు, కానీ ట్రిక్స్ ఆల్సో షుడ్ బి యూస్డ్ విత్ బ్రెయిన్ గైస్, నాట్ బ్లైండ్ ట్రిక్స్ కావవి. ఓకే, ఏమో ఈ మధ్య యూట్యూబ్లలో చూసి ట్రిక్స్ టు క్లియర్ యూపీఎస్సీ అని చెప్పేసి ఆ ట్రిక్స్ ఫాలో అయితే కన్నాలు వేసుకొని బతకాల్సిందే లైఫ్లో, అలా అవుతుంది. కాబట్టి బీ వెరీ కేర్ఫుల్. అంటే ఐ వాంట్ టు పుట్ దిస్ వీడియో ఆన్ యూట్యూబ్, మళ్ళీ చూసి కొంతమంది ఏడుస్తారు. కాబట్టి డోంట్ వాంట్ టు మేక్ ఇట్ లైక్ సమ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ వర్చ్యూ పాయింట్ సిగ్నలింగ్ ఫర్ మై సైడ్. We encounter, you are guys, at the end of the day, it's you who have to make your decisions, guys. There is nothing like some kind of snake oil salesman tricks to clear UPSC, ala kaadu. Any person after seeing the paper can become expert in decoding the pattern of the exam in prelims, guys. Means some pattern is there in UPSC, we all understand, tik-tak. Prelims is very random in nature. Okay, we do have some subjects where some links we can find, but it is not like some kya bolte wo Da Vinci code ki tarah, I found the rahasya of UPSC making questions. No, after the exam, benefit of hindsight will give anybody what? The wisdom to decode why this question was asked in the exam. But let me ask them, before the exam, you first give the one hour video of what questions will come in the exam, guys. Then let me accept that. Okay, మళ్ళీ ఏడవకండి యూట్యూబ్లో చూసి వేరే వాళ్ళు. కొన్ని ట్రక్స్ వెనకాల ఉంటుందన్నమాట, నన్ను చూసి ఏడవకురా అని చెప్పేసి, అవునా కాదా? సో దట్ ఈస్ ద బ్యూటీ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా, గైస్. ఫైన్, అర్థమైందా? కాలేదు కదా? I don't want to elaborate on this, guys. Leave it. I mean, you are the ultimate person in the examination hall to take your final call, guys. Okay, just give me a few minutes. Tell me what is the answer. First statement is correct or wrong? Okay, if in India, SMA protects an individual if one enters into an interreligious marriage. Second statement, right to marry a person of one's choice is an integral aspect of fundamental rights under Article 21 of the Constitution. Okay, so 1, 2, correct you are saying. Okay, third one, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights also resonates marital rights of every adult consenting individuals. Human rights kabatti manam general ga, is there anything which we say no, human rights means not between adults, not between consenting. Consenting means what? If two adults are consenting, Universal Declaration of Human Rights also accepts that. So answer is what here, guys? All are correct, but you have to answer me. When I say right to marry is not a fundamental right, then how can I say right to marry a person of one's choice is an integral part of Article 21? What is the rationale here, guys? మరి చాయిసే కదా, సేమ్ సెక్స్. రైట్ టు మ్యారీ ఏ పర్సన్ ఆఫ్ వన్స్ చాయిస్, ఆర్టికల్ 21. విచ్ కేస్? ఎనీ కేస్ కమ్స్ టు యువర్ మైండ్? Famous case, full everyday news. First love jihad case in India, they will say, some people. That girl from Kerala was there, no? Okay. Of course, there was this guy called Shafeen Jahan. That girl later changed her name to Hadia. Hadya, Hadia. Okay. Shafeen Jahan was a man. Okay, she married and she converted to Islam. Her father filed a case, Ashokan, K.M. Ashokan. He filed a case saying that my daughter, he kidnapped my daughter and he has forcibly married her and converted to Islam అని చెప్పేసి ఫైల్ చేస్తే, Kerala High Court has used this principle called as, have you heard this principle called as parents patriae principle? You didn't hear this? So it's okay, fine. అంటే sometimes courts will behave like a paternal figure. ఏదో మాకు తెలుసు నీకు బాగేముంది, వద్దు, ఐ నో వాట్ ఈస్ గుడ్ ఫర్ యూ, ముందు పెళ్ళి ఆపేసి చదువుకో, అలా అనడం అంటాం. అర్థమైందా? అంటే ఒక పేరెంట్ లాగా బిహేవ్ చేయడం. పేరెంట్స్ ప్యాట్రియే అంటే నాకు తెలుసు నీకు ఏది మంచిది అని చెప్పేసి చేయడం. దట్ ఈస్ లైక్ ఎ ప్రిన్సిపల్, పేరెంట్స్ ప్యాట్రియే. Kerala High Court has used this kind of principle and told that girl unnecessarily, yeah, you're right, she has been kidnapped by this guy in చెప్పేసి it has ordered for separation of these guys. People appealed in Supreme Court. They appealed in Supreme Court. Like, how can you use this principle? Who can you decide? 24-year girl she is. 21 is the legal age for marriage in India. She is an adult, fully conscious. She is not mentally unstable also. So how can you decide? And Supreme Court blasted the Kerala High Court also and told that it is Article 19 and 21 talks about freedom of choice. 21 talks about dignity. Your life is your own. You can decide how to live your life. Supreme Court has used these two articles and told right to marry a person of one's choice is emanating from 21 and it is a fundamental right. Then you may ask, why then same-sex marriages? So I will read CGI's opinion from the court. CGI, from the judgment copy I got this, guys. CGI, what is saying? When the petitioners have told that, sir, you yourself have told that right to marry a person of one's choice is fundamental right. So it is a person's choice to have same-sex person as his partner. Why are you not allowing it? So what is the CGI argument, which we may accept or not accept to us, guys? The Constitution does not expressly recognize fundamental right to marry. CGI has said that the laws regarding the institution of marriage are enacted by the Parliament. Okay, and what the court is saying here, guys. The cases of Hadia, okay, or Shafin Jahan will not apply to the current case because they specifically dealt with situations where state and non-state actors prevented a couple which was otherwise entitled to marry. Ante enti, what the court is saying here, guys, simply put, the statutory right to marry is only enforceable in relationships which are already approved by the union government. అర్థం కాలే కదా ఒక్క ముక్క కూడా. ఆల్రెడీ గవర్నమెంట్ ప్రకారం చట్టబద్ధంగా ఉన్న పెళ్ళిళ్ళు ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో వాళ్ళకి మాత్రమే ఆర్టికల్ 21 వరిస్తుంది. అర్థం కాలేదు. చట్ట ప్రకారం సేమ్ సెక్స్ మ్యారేజెస్ లీగల్ కావు కాబట్టి దే కెన్ నాట్ క్లెయిమ్ దిస్ యాజ్ ఎ ఫండమెంటల్ రైట్ టు మ్యారీ ఎ పర్సన్ ఆఫ్ దేర్ ఓన్ చాయిస్. Okay, we may disagree with this verdict, but this is what the court has told, guys. Are you understanding or not? So right to marry is not a fundamental right, but right to marry a person of one's choice anoste Article 21, guys. Last point, is right to vote a fundamental right? Is it fundamental right? The answer is no. Why it is no? It's a legal right, of course. Kuldeep Nair was Student of India. It is also as per NCERT constitutional right, which UPSC gave the final key in the 2017 prelims. NCERT 11th class becomes very important for us to study, guys. Actually, it's a legal right, but it's considered as also constitutional right. Now, why this I'm asking? Because, you know, last this in Punjab elections lo 3 Khalistani guys are contesting for the elections. తెలుసా ఎంపీ ఎలక్షన్స్. ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది తెలుసా, ఖలిస్తానీ కేసు కింద వాళ్ళు బుక్ అయ్యారు, జైల్లో ఉన్నారు, బట్ దెర్ ఇస్ నో బార్ ఆన్ దెమ్ టు contest the elections. Here is where, then why can they contest elections but they cannot vote in the elections? So I hope you understand this point, guys. Is a person who is confined or is there under custody of the police or the judicial authorities, can they have right to vote? If you say right to vote is fundamental right, guys, these guys should in jail also should be able to vote. It is not a fundamental right, the court has clarified. People who are in lawful custody, section 62 clause 5 of RP Act says this point, guys. Those who are in legal custody do not have the right to vote, but they can contest the elections. Then what about people who are under preventive detention? Can they vote in the elections or not? Yes, but only in the postal ballots, guys. They cannot be released for the purpose of voting. People under Preventive Detention Act can vote. Election Commission will provide them the postal ballot facility near the detention place. Adi jail avvachu, intlo avvachu. And people who are in custody cannot vote in the elections but can contest the elections. Understand this point also. What if a person is out on bail? Can he vote in the elections? Yes. బెయిల్ కింద బయటికి వచ్చాను అంటే లోపల ఉంటే ఓట్ చేయొద్దు అంతే అండి, అర్థమైంది పాయింట్. బయటికి వచ్చాను, బెయిల్ దొరికిందంటే బయట ఉన్నావు కాబట్టి ఓట్ హ్యాపీగా చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఐ హోప్ యు అండర్స్టాండ్ ద ఇంట్రికసీస్ హియర్, గైస్. డోంట్ మేక్ ఎనీ మిస్టేక్ హియర్. ఓకే, దీస్ ఆర్ ఆల్ వెరీ మచ్ ఇన్ న్యూస్. Why Kejriwal, Supreme Court slapped heavy fines on petitioners because they told Supreme Court should remove Kejriwal as the chief minister, guys. Tell me, Supreme Court asked, which law? Tell us. Under which law you want us to make him disqualified? He is just an accused. He is not convicted. So there is no bar in India for an accused person to contest the elections, or first time in the history of India, a sitting chief minister has been arrested. First time in the history of India. Other chief ministers resigned before they were arrested. Like, let's say, Hemant Soren is there, Jayalalitha are there. They are all there. But the point is that first time in India, sitting CM has been, arrested. You may ask a question: can we run a government from the jail? The answer is yes. The only thing what he cannot do is he cannot sign the documents. He cannot have meetings of the ministers or people with him. He cannot ask or file any documents, guys. These are the restrictions on people who are in the jail. They cannot be given access to any electronic gadgets, any devices. These restrictions apply as per the prison manuals of every state government. But there is no bar on him to meet people once in a week. He can just discuss with them, because Council of Ministers in India, that's why, guys, formally decisions are taken by whom? Governor or president there, guys. He does not have to sign all those things. I hope you understand this point. Okay, so news lo ivanni unnayandi, focus cheyali baga. Chala easy question, meer cheppestarandi idi. Who among the following filed the writ petition which led to the famous verdict of Supreme Court of India recognizing right to privacy as fundamental right? Two questions came in the UPSC already in the last 5 years on this question, guys. ఆన్సర్ ఆప్షన్ చెప్పాలా, మీరు చెప్పేస్తారు ఆన్సర్? ఏ కేసు అంటే అది పుట్టస్వామి కేస్. దే గేవ్ భగవతి ఆల్రెడీ నో మోర్, ఫాలి నారిమన్ రీసెంట్లీ డైట్, అనిల్ దావే ఆర్ కేఎస్ పుట్టస్వామి. ఆన్సర్ ఈస్ పుట్టస్వామి కేస్. ఆధార్ కేసు గుర్తుందా? పుట్టస్వామి కేసులో right to privacy was held as fundamental right, but with reasonable restrictions, and Aadhaar was held as valid. Money bill kuda valid ga chepparu. Most important point entante, some students come and ask me the question, sir, can every act of speaker to certify a bill as money bill can be judicially reviewed or not? The answer is we don't know. Supreme Court in this Puttaswamy case was silent on the matter, that whether every act of speaker certifying a bill as money bill can be held for judicial review or not. Court has not given any answer on this. So what we know is, if you have any issue with some speaker certifying a bill as money bill, if you have any issue, then you can probably go and file a petition in the courts. But by default, you don't have to, every action of speaker cannot be judicially reviewed. Akada court em cheppaledu. An opportunity was lost by the court in the Puttaswamy case, guys. Okay, fine. So childish question it was, guys. It is very easy for anyone. These are political science kind of questions, guys. UPSC is asking. Do you know what is the meaning of the word totalitarian regime? Just 4 minutes, guys. Then we'll give break for you. What is totalitarian regime? 4 minutes only. Okay. Which country comes to your mind when I say totalitarian government? This is not an optional question. This is UPSC question. China and mana buddodu North Korea, Deepika Padukone and Ranbir Kapoor. Okay, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, guys. Okay, North Korea comes to our mind. Of course, these guys are married to different people now. Deepika with Ranbir and Ranveer with Alia, of course, but still once upon a time they were close kabatti ala gurtupeట్టుకోవాలి. Democratic People's Republic of Korea. North Korea, guys, it means complete control of your social, political, economic aspects. Last year they passed an order saying, because of his father's death anniversary, 1 week of or some 10 days of mourning they declared, guys. No excessive laughing, no excessive crying. Okay, that is the order they have passed last year, guys. Very serious things are there, and almost in the parliament, in the houses, compulsory display of this fellow. Okay, his photo should be there, and all these are there. No, every aspect of your life is controlled in this kind of areas. So which of the following is not a feature of totalitarian regimes? First one, state control of political and personal freedom of individual life. It is there. Okay. Second one, a monopoly of the means of mass communication, having only one single channel or one single state run radio like China has. No, okay, fine, yes. Third one party state. One party state. Multiple parties unte, one party state. China lo technically there are 8 other political parties, but they cannot, as per the Chinese constitution, only Communist Party can form the power. Remaining 8 political parties can only get subordinate positions. They have to work within the main Communist Party of China. So one party state. Last one, autonomy of civil society. Ante civil society manamu prajalam. Where is autonomy, guys? Here no freedom is there for us. Kabatti answer is what here? D is the right answer. Okay. Last, before we go for break, one last question, guys. Last 2 questions only. Do you know what is soft power, hard power? Nayar. What is hard power? Use of arms, weapons, okay, any kind of wars, battles, conquests, they're called as hard power. What about soft power? Soft power means political ideology, okay, culture, values, they're called as soft power. First option. In the politics, hard power, which is not correct, they're asking. Hard power can be exercised by both state and non-state actors involving the use of threat or coercion. Both state and non-state actors will use hard power, it seems. What are non-state actors? State actors means Amitabh Bachchan, Allu Arjun, Shah Rukh Khan. Government, state actors. Non-state actors means what, guys? Civil society, NGOs, including Naxals, terrorists, they're all non-state actors. So what is the first statement? In politics, hard power can be used by both state actors and non-state actors. Non-state actors use chesede hard power andi. Why you are saying no? It's illegal, but hard power is being used on what is it? In the world politics, hard power can be used by both states and other actors. State actors and other actors they have used. Okay, non-state other actors, which involve the use of threat or coercion. Yes, every actor will use this, guys. Whether we accept or not, they will use. They are not saying by law in general. So option should be correct. I don't know. Eliminate only if you are like, arey idi kachitanga wrong. Ananappudu eliminate cheyandi options. Okay na? First one here is right option. Okay. Globalization is necessarily economic but not cultural. Globalization means what? Everything, free movement of people, goods, services, your culture, your everything, guys. So kabatti 2 is wrong here. The term Washington Consensus refers to a policy that seeks intervention in market. Do you know what is the meaning of this, guys? In economy, you will learn this. Tell me what is this? PSR students, I taught in detail about what is this consensus. Any basic points? Come on, guys, this is very basic. Huh? US State Department, UK, the agencies of IMF, World Bank, Bretton Woods institutions, వాళ్ళు వచ్చి ఎలా మనం ఈ వరల్డ్ని కంట్రోల్ చేద్దామని చెప్పేసి వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు, ఒక అగ్రిమెంట్ చేసుకుంటారు, ఒక మీటింగ్ చేసుకుంటారు, అండ్ దే విల్ గివ్ సమ్ 10 పాలసీ ప్రిస్క్రిప్షన్స్, గైస్. నెవర్ హర్డ్ అబౌట్ దిస్? Very important point, guys. Okay, Washington Consensus. They will feel that we have to encourage the states, okay, the businesses between the states and reduce the role of state in the markets, because market is God for these guys. Market should control everything, not me going to reduce the prices of commodities. Market low demand supply batti market regulate chesukovali. Adam Smith, okay, invisible hand. We are like millions of, our body has so many nervous system, we have so many nerves, and they are all working without me telling them, are now send signal here, move the hand. I'm not saying, it is automatically happening within me. Same in that way, these guys feel that market also is like that. So many forces work in the market. Who are we to go and intervene and say reduce the price, increase the taxes and all that? Let the market control. Demand supply will control everything, guys. So they are opposite to what? State intervention in market. Okay. So here they give what? The term Washington Consensus means they seek intervention in the market policy. No, that is not right here, guys. Last option, autarky. What is this? Have you heard this statement? Autarky is generally understood as economic self-sufficiency. Time out on the break already crossed. Guys, still fast. We'll go for break. You never heard this term? ఈ నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ పిఎస్ఆర్ బ్యాచ్ అయితే ఓన్లీ 4-5 monthsలో కంప్లీట్ చేసేస్తాను. ఓకే, 8 months చెప్పి నో యూస్ కదా. కమాన్ గైస్, autarky means, never heard this word. autarky, నార్త్ కొరియా వి యూజ్ దిస్ కంట్రీ. వేరే కంట్రీస్తో ఎక్స్పోర్ట్స్ చేయకుండా ఇంపోర్ట్స్ చేయకుండా నేనే సెల్ఫ్ సఫిషియెంట్గా ఉన్నాను చెప్పడాన్ని ఏమంటాం మనం? This is closed economy guys. Autarky means North Korea's official policy it was. Later they relaxed it. Now they are doing trade with countries like China, okay, Russia, etc. They are doing trade guys. So this is usually considered as self-sufficiency in economy. That is called as autarky, closed economy guys. Okay, today we don't have closed economies in the world. So in this option, in this statement they have asked which of the following are not correct. Means here Washington consensus is not correct, globalization is not correct. 2 and 3 only is the right answer guys. Guys, this is last 2 weeks ago CDS paper what we're discussing, current affairs part include cheskuntu. Okay, and after the break we will go with month wise current affairs, 12 months current affairs. How I will do is, again most of the points already you must be knowing. Month wise I will be opening the notes of mine and I will tell you what are the important areas after the break. Month wise okay, 12 months I am thinking of last June nunchi ee May varaku, this month varaku. Okay, so 12 months of current affairs, each month wise we will go. Chaala raaskoవాలి. Okay, break. When do you have next civils class? 11:30 2 to 5 ethics. Okay, rooms ఖాళీ లేవంట. సరే, అంటే my intention is to cover as much as possible guys which can be asked in the exam. That is my intention. So we'll go with some big speed in the coming session. Before I go for a break, one question they asked, I think I can skip this because this is like, of course this is a polity question, not optional question, but PSR question they asked here. I'll just read you, let me know the answer. We'll go for break after this. Political analysis involves both normative and empirical approaches. Politics analyze challenge, normative, empirical approaches both are there it seems. What is the meaning of this? What is normative and empirical approach? Read the options. First one, knowledge acquired through empirical approach is value loaded. Second statement, knowledge acquired through normative approach is objectively neutral. With some common sense you can solve this. Knowledge coming through empirical approach is value loaded. Knowledge coming through normative approach is objectively neutral. Very good, it's reversed. Values here means the values what we have. ఆ వాల్యూస్ ఎందులో ఉంటాయి? సైంటిఫిక్ అప్రోచ్లో ఉంటాయా? జనరల్గా ఎందులో ఉంటాయి అవి? నార్మేటివ్. నామ్స్ అంటే ఏంటి? నామ్స్, వాల్యూస్, ఇలా ఉండాలి, ప్రజలందరూ ఇలా ఓట్ వేయాలి, అందరూ ట్యాక్సెస్ పే చేయాలి, యూ హ్యావ్ టు డూ, యూ ఆట్ టు డూ మీన్స్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నార్మేటివ్. What is currently going on, explaining it is called as empirical approach. Scientific approach means it tells what currently is happening. Okay, it has objectivity. Who won the elections? I can tell so and so party won the elections. Ardhamainda? It is called empirical approach. Empirical approach means use of observation, sight, sound, touch, smell, experiment, etc. is called as empirical approaches. But when I say normative approaches means what? You should do this, you ought to be a good citizen, you ought to be a good man, and all that is called as what? Normative approach. So what they have done in the options, they have ticked. Okay, ee paper choose in a name joke cheyatle andi, ivanni actual ga adina questions. Okay, I can show you also. That is the question they asked in the CDS exam. And it is polity question only. That is how they asked in the exam. So that is a trend guys these days. They're testing whether you are having some conceptual knowledge or not just knowing the factual things about any aspect. Expect some more bouncers this year like due process of law, constitutionalism, or they may ask about other reasonable test of reasonableness.